Hey kids, this is Mike Spinner, better known as Jester, and welcome because you are a scale junkie. I'm trying out this one. Scale junkie? Does it work? I don't know. I've been trying to find a good word for our group other than just scale RC helicopter pilots or whatever. Nothing sounded good. I wanted something like demolitia. You've ever seen, Off the Ranch and Demolition Ranch and all that, and they call them demolitia? I haven't found a word yet that works. But I did see scale junkies, so that kind of describes us, right? All right. So, yeah, it's not red because I'm still working on some final details that I got to get on. Let me show you. I got a little something for you here today. So, I got my little pieces that are here that I'm making, and you can tell they're a little flimsy. So what I'm doing, I'll take off the other side because the other side has it. This is the first piece. This is a little piece of wood that I have shaped just right so that there is a little bow in it. You can barely see it. It's right there. So I had to shape the wood in order to get it so that it sits down in here all nice and neat and pretty, and so it doesn't go all over the weird place. So I went and did this one. I'm thinking, oh yeah, the other side worked. That was the first side. It worked really well. I tried to do this side. I glued the piece of wood upside down on there. So instead of it doing a nice little curve down, it did a nice little curve up. I put this in here, and I come back this morning, and lo and behold, it's going wee instead of down. Now I have it tentatively kind of bent. This is just the plastic styrene, so you can bend it and kind of shape it. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this piece of wood here, and this side is relatively flat, and then this is where it starts to angle down. Even on the full size, this is where it angles down. This is supposed to be 3 degrees from flat. This part back here is flat all the way back to there, and then it starts diving off and doing weird stuff. This part from right here to here on the full size is the flat spot. So this part is flat. So I can go like this. There's my angle. And what I can do is Mr. Galbraith, he was the guy that sent me the boxes of stuff and didn't tell me about it. It just showed up at my house, 3 giant boxes that weighed like a ton. So these were in there. And what I'm doing is that's got a little piece of lead in it and a little pointer. It's good for doing circles and stuff, but it's also good for doing stuff like this where I want the height the same here, but as this piece, let's see if I can do this with my finger. As I get that angle right there, I'm gonna follow it, and it will come down almost like that little piece of bark that's still on this piece of wood. That's about what I'll take off. And then I have to take that piece as it sits right here and glue it to the bottom side. Then I will have my curve. I did that, only I did it upside down. So this time I'm gonna make the cut, and then I'm gonna mark it so I know that that side is up. We'll see how this goes. All right, there. Now, new piece is sanded, new piece is glued on. Notice the little arrow that says which way was the sanded side. So now you can see that little arch right here. Just a tad. It's not really an arch. It's, from this point to there. And it should, let's hope and pray that it's gonna fit in here like it should without any stresses. There we go. It actually sits down flush. Look at that. How nice. Next, what I will do is, after I get this out, I'll put a couple of extra pieces on here just to stiffen it up just a little bit. And it's gonna end up like the lid to, this is the main lid that goes in like right there. And I reused the fiberglass, but I put a bunch of woodwork and stuff in here, and that helps stiffen it up so I can easily get this in and out, because this is the access for my batteries whenever I have them up in here. Just gotta get them primed, and then I can put more rivets on it. And there we have it. I had to bust out the freaking angle Dremel so that I could get in here and get these ones because the head's in the way. But I gotta have the mechanics mounted so that I can get it. And of course, you know, this one here is directly underneath that, so it's at an angle. So this side over here will do it from this way, and you know, so it's got a bit of an angle just to get it in there. I might do it straight this way. Yeah, I think that's a better angle to do it that way instead of on this side. That's a good bit of way. But there we go. Little Chingus's little freaking teeny tiny ass screws. But I drill one hole big enough so that the screw will drop right through, and then I pre-drill the woodwork that's underneath there, those little pieces of wood that stick out. But it's solid. No banging and whatnot. Even the servos can clear all the way down to about right there. I can't get it to go any further, so I doubt it if the servo actually goes, but it clears the servo arm. And now we just got to do everything freaking else. They are in, they are primered, they're ready for rivets. Another 50,000 rivets going on just that little section right there. That turned out to be one of the hardest little things to try to figure out how I was going to do. And to get it to where this will come up and I can get it out without, you know, having that be in the way, having this be in the way. And I still have to put there's a cover that goes over the top of these. That'll all be attached to this part right here, so that when I take it on and off, it comes off all in one piece and gets it all in there. Now I can start on more rivets. All right, starting to work on some more rivets. Imagine that. So, but I did manage to get some smaller syringes, and these are only the 3 milliliter syringe, and the standard 25 gauge on the thing. So the last one I was using was this one. This is a 20 milliliter, and it's honking. So you're squeezing and doing all this stuff. This should be a little bit smaller, so we'll have to test it out and see how we do. We, as in multiples, you know, the people in my head, got all the lines done for riveting and all that kind of good stuff. And the really bad one is there is a line that goes right here, and you watch that line, watch the line. Oh, it disappears and goes right into the edge of that damn thing. All right, here's something that I didn't quite account for. So the primer is not completely dry, and I was drawing my pencil lines on here, and they were actually putting a groove into it. So now my stuff, you can see like they are catching the edge of my line from my pencil, because there's an actual divot there. So if you're, and you can see all those, they look kind of wonky. They're all weird. Well, what it is the glue is following that little pencil scribe mark, and it's causing it to go all cattywampus. You can't have cattywampus rivets on there. Shit. Got it figured out? So what I do so that the rivets aren't grabbing onto the edge of my pencil lines, because it actually took a little bit of the paint off, is I'm actually touching the end of the needle, actually pushing it down, and actually I'm doing it straight up and down. I'm actually pushing it right onto there. So what it does is that breaks the surface tension of that rivet, so it will actually climb over the edge of the little drag line from the pencil. There's a little divot, and that allows the glue to spread out over both sides of the pencil line. Ooh, look at this. Ah, look at all the rivets. Look at them all. Because I'm just about fucking done with this shit. There's still more riveting that has to be done. Like, I got to get riveting done inside here. But, you know, for the most part, it's done. We're getting close. We're getting close. Y'all are going to be just fucking dying to hear this shit. I have a color sample. And I'm going home because I just came from West Coast Auto Body. There is the color sample. So, this is Peterbilt red. And, of course, the actual paint that they paint with is nasty. They were like, you don't want to shoot this. I'm like, all right, fine. He came in today and I got a test strip for you. I'm like, cool. So there is the strip of red that he has given me, and he gave me a little thing to test out, and now it's on to cleaning and prepping, because there's 13, well, I wouldn't say 13 years. I've been doing it for 13 years. At least 12 years of different kinds of primer that are on there. Most of it's been Rust-Oleum automotive primer. And there is some Duplicolor sealer primer on it. And so I'm going to get it cleaned. Talk to me about some water-based cleaners and all this other stuff. But I've got to get some test strips on there and see about cleaning stuff off so it won't take off the rivets. Because Lord knows, I put a lot of time into those 70,000 rivets, and I got to get it done. That's where I'm at today. It is 3/13 on March 19th, the day before spring. Spitting everywhere. I'm so excited. All right, so here, where am I? There I am. All right, so here is the other issue that I have. Do I go through all of this on this thing, or do I just shoot it with some rattle bomb? Because let me show you what I have. This was done with Rust-Oleum rattle bomb paint, and I can't get up there. This damn helicopter's in the way. There is not much difference in the color. This has got a little bit more blue in it. And look at there. And I'm like, oh my God, it's so close. A little bit more blue in it. Just a hair. So is it worth it? Is it worth it to do all of that? Go through, or just do it with a fucking rattle bomb? Because you can see my rivets on this one. They're pretty damn good, and they're the same size freaking rivets. Because it's so close. It is so close. I didn't put any clear on this, and I like the sheen of it. It's a duller sheen than what this is, which I think is a little bit more accurate. But oh my God, now the dilemma starts. Shit. All right, you see that little thingy right there? This whole little thing that goes on here and kind of looks like that. And what they use this as a tie to tie off the rotor blades when they secure them down for the night. So I thought, hey, that would be cool. I even had my son find me some little small ones from the Jeeps and all this other stuff. So, and here is the rub. It's supposed to go dead center on here. Well, I can't do that because this is where the tail rotor comes off. So I'm going to be putting it right there. And I've already got the holes drilled. And it actually turned out halfway decent. It's okay. It's not perfectly scale, but I wanted it on there. All right, here's the other side. So this is one piece that you see right there. It's just some angle, some flat stock that I ground and carved, and then I brazed on the angle. With the other one, because what I was going to do was I was going to use a screw down through the top and put a nut on it, and then put 2 flat spots on either side of this screw, and then drill a hole so that that screw right there could go through it. Well, I got it up there, got it all on there, and there was nothing left of that screw. This screw here, which was bolted on to that, and I could not get it to hold and couldn't do anything with it. So I said, okay, I am going to take another little piece and I'm just going to braze it onto the bottom and fill the hole. 2 birds, 1 stone, because I'd already drilled a hole through the bottom of this one. Like right there, there should be a hole right there. Kind of like all the others that I've got up here, they've all got holes because I do stuff. I bolt stuff through them. But this is just to hold the shackle. So I think I've got it. I think it looks halfway decent. It's close. It's not scale, but it is close. And this only took me like all day. But you can see I got my 1x5 millimeter holes already drilled. And there are 6 screws that hold this on and go right here. And I can still take off the tail boom if I have to. Not saying I'm going to, but I can. These are the tiniest mother freaking tiny ass screws that are on here. These are 1x5 millimeter screws. And you have to pre-drill them because they are so, there's not much to the head on here. Where the head meets the screw part, there is not much meat there. So you got to be really, really gentle when you try tightening these down, or when you're pre-threading the holes for this stuff. You gotta like I went through probably 2 of these screws in order to get all of the holes pre-threaded. Oops, is that not in there? I can't tell. There we go. Is that it? I think that's it. So you just got to be really, really careful. It helps to have a magnetic screwdriver, which you can make any screwdriver magnetic, in case you guys didn't know. Maybe some people don't know. Hey, how do you get those things to stick? Well, you make your screwdriver magnetic by running it in one direction on a magnet, on a big magnet. All right, there we go. That looks kind of okay. I need to bend it. It's not hanging down quite right. But there it is in all of its glory. So, yeah. That don't look too bad. Kind of scale. And then we'll tie off the ropes that they use to tie off the rotor blades with. Stuff like that. That's what it's intended for. But I've got got this one. I got to do the same thing over here. So I have one on each side. There was another one of these, I believe, over here. Maybe not. But I do know that there is one that goes right there. There we go. We got a shackles point, hard point, and we're getting it. And yeah, I had plans to do all the lettering today, design all the lettering on the computer, and I didn't get there. And the real pisser is I got to take off rivets. I gotta take all those off. I gotta take these off underneath here. And yeah, ugh, damn it. My count's going down, not up. I got this teeny tiny ass freaking drill bit on here. And these are the carbide teeny tiny ass drill bits from Harbor Freight. There, just like that. Whenever I'm first screwing them in, I'll go in and out a couple of times, screw it in, kind of like you're cutting threads, which is basically what you're doing. There we go. All right. Happy little screws. Happy little screws. We're putting little happy screws just right in the thing. You got to channel your inner Bob Ross. If you don't know who that is, look him up. It's freaking ridiculous. Now we can tie our ropes to it and we can call it good. All right, one more piece to the puzzle. So here's another, shit, what the hell do they call them damn things? I lost it because it's freaking late and I can't remember what the hell those are. Those little ring things? Shackles, that's what it is. So shackle. So there's one on each side of the Sky Crane on the cab itself. There's the other side. The only thing I'm not going to even attempt to do is I know these rotate. And I'm not even going to do that. And as it is, it's not super scale because I am putting screws in to the side so that it holds, you know, better. So I got them on. There we go. So I got little shackles, and you can see I got the screws in there and on the bottom side of this little plate that I've got sitting in here. So I've got that one on that side, and I've got this one on that side, on this side, on that side, and that side. It's freaking 11:04. It's really late. The only other place that I would like to have one is there's one on each side. There's one on the inside and there's one on the outside right here on this. But this is aluminum, and I don't have any way of really attaching that. I can screw it in, but yeah, it's not going to be as simple as this plate or as simple as that plate. So this is going to take some thinking of how I get it coming out of here. And I know I can tie it off to the things over here, but that's not scale. So I'm trying to get it as close as possible. So there we go. Another scale detail piece to this damn 13-year-old puzzle. So there is the last of the little detail pieces that I'm going to do. There was a bunch more that are on there, and I'm done making little teeny tiny ass pieces. So I got out, I built something, and now we're on to the next stage. So stay tuned.